It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
About to blow the bag, yo. Work. Hey, go and get that bonus. Work. Let me see your devotion. Work. You just earned the promotion. Work. Can't leave without that notice. Shout and make it right. Work that thing around the clock. Everybody came to see it. Got a line around the block. Cashing out the ones. I got funds and they never stop. DJ play a song. I'ma let them fly just like a fly. Boss status, dripping all platinum. Got a floss habit. Throw that money. Ain't no jaw jacking. I got more baggage. Show me some. I can change your life if you don't know what's up. Seen it from the front. Now back it up just like a loaded truck. Ay, I got plenty paper. I just wanna spend with you. Ay, I ain't got nowhere to be, so let me chill with you. Ay, you the prototype, the baddest one up in the room. I just wanna see you making move in your birthday soon. Ay, work. Hey, go and get that bonus. Work. Let me see your devotion. Work. You just earned the promotion. Work. Can't leave without that notice.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this Monday afternoon. In this video, we're going to be getting into JT. All right. Now, apparently, JT has been doing a couple shows with Jeezy. Y'all know it wasn't that long ago she had did that performance at, what was it, Alabama State with Jeezy. And unfortunately, the people were leaving. There was a scheduling issue. Well, I won't say scheduling issue, but it was definitely a itinerary issue because they had Jeezy performing before JT, and the majority of the people at the homecoming game were there to see, or the homecoming weekend, I should say, were there to see Jeezy. So once he got off stage, JT came out, and a lot of people in the room left. Okay. Now, last night, JT did another show with Jeezy. This time, it was at the Jeezy and Friends show out in Orlando at the Kia Center. And she found herself on stage performing. And once again, the Jeezy crowd just was not feeling her. All right. This time around, it seemed like the people were actually there. You know, they didn't leave. They were waiting on Jeezy to come out. And I think they also had Boosie and Plies on the lineup. So clearly this is a Southern show. JT is a Southern rapper. She's, you know, kind of carrying on the mantle of Miami music at this point. And unfortunately, with this crowd, yet again, not connecting. She stopped multiple times during her performance to kind of try to get the crowd motivated to get into it. At one point, she said, I ain't got time for this shit. Y'all gonna quit playing with me, you know? And then she also goes into a tangent basically saying she don't really know where she falls into, I guess, demographically in terms of whether or not she would be identified as a YN or an OG. You know, she's like, I'm 33 years old. I'm the same age as a lot of y'all in this crowd. What's going on? Like, y'all looking at me like I'm a YN, but what the hell? You know? Which, I gotta be honest, is quite unfortunate. I think a lot of artists of the last 7-8 years may find themselves in a pretty similar predicament, right? Like JT, she did embark on a solo tour last year. But is she somebody that people are gonna go see solo tour year after year, project after project? I don't know, right? And that's not really a JT issue. It's more so a lot of different factors, like economically, are people gonna, you know, make her a priority? And musically, not just her, but her included, is the music sustainable from these like-minded artists, right? I think people are kind of in a position where they're looking for a different style of music. They're looking for a more unique sound, something different. Unfortunately, a lot of artists are still kind of tapping into the same frequencies that have been here for the last decade. Now, I'm not going to lie. When I first saw the videos, I did have a chuckle to myself because this is the same woman who was out here comparing herself to Cardi B, saying Cardi B was a flop and basically trying to put herself in a superior position. But Cardi B is preparing for an arena tour that's finna go crazy, and you're performing on shows opening up for Jeezy, and people ain't feeling your music. You tried to say that her songs were whack, but people ain't really checked for your last couple of singles, you know? Now, again, that's not necessarily just a JT issue. It's a lot of people, men and women in hip hop right now, that are struggling to connect, that are having issues with, where to go next because they really weren't conditioned to really be artists. These are people who had, maybe adverse upbringings and just decided, shit, I didn't finish school. I don't want to go work for nobody. I might as well hit the studio in somebody's house, and see if I can make it. And a lot of them made it. But again, sustainability, longevity, is that in the cards? So let's go ahead and pull up this footage of JT at the concert so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. Some of y'all have probably already seen it. Others, this will be your introduction.
When they be putting me on these shows now with like the legends, I don't know if I'm a YN or an OG, cause y'all be looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm 33, I'm y'all age. I need y'all to have fun. Like, don't be staring at me. Don't be looking at me crazy. Cause I don't know what age group I belong with no more. I don't know if I'm a YN or an OG. I think it's my last time with okay? Come on, y'all. I will not be doing no more shows with you. I'm done. But I had so much fun, and I cannot wait to see the legends hit the stage. Good night.
JT, y'all show some love. Y'all show some love, my homie.
You wanna know something? I can't hear y'all. I can't hear y'all. I don't got time for this tonight, okay? I really don't.
All right, so that is JT having some issues controlling the crowd. Now, the other part of this is the artist development piece. We've been talking about this stuff for fucking almost 20 years. Artist development, at least 10 to 15. Because artists that are really like conditioned to go out on the road and perform, regardless of what type of music you do, even if the crowd is not necessarily your base, your like standard demographic, you should still, for the most part, be able to rock a crowd and have people rocking with you. You may not win them all over, but you should be able to know certain things that you can do. Whether it be, okay, I'm going into this territory, I'm gonna be performing with these artists. Let me see what I got in my catalog. I may have to make some changes, right? Let me perform this song. Let me perform this song. If this don't work, if this don't go right, I could get into this bag. You know what I mean? And we're talking about an artist who's been out since 2017, 2018, right? City Girls, solo material. I know she's probably not super eager to perform the City Girls records, but I mean, she only has one solo project out anyway. And she only has one okay. Okay was kind of like that throwback, that Jeezy vibe. Like it was a natural progression in getting Jeezy on that remix. But outside of that, what you got for that crowd? You know, I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. And again, I just feel like there's a lot of people from that generation that may find themselves at a crossroads moving forward, because as you get older, and it's tough, man, because you want to make music for your people, for folks around you, and like be your generation's voice. But a lot of people don't think about what that looks like in the future. Are you going to be able to always perform the turned up ass shaking music? I mean, Uncle Luke can clearly, but Uncle Luke ain't doing like humongous shows at this stage in his career. I don't know what the demand is, but I know he is still getting booked nonetheless. But it's just tough, man. And when you don't have music that you can kind of like talk about what's going on, talk about real shit. You ain't even got a real shit song in your collection that you could pull up. You in a tough spot. Cause typically something like that could win people over. Even if you went a cappella on their ass and just started talking about what's going on in the world. Hey, hold on, man. I got something I just want to say to y'all. Hold on. Motherfucker, shit going on. Shit ain't going right. Nigga can't pay the bill. You start winning motherfuckers over just cause you singing to their soul now. They like, shit, I ain't even know you had that. Then you could get into some shit and now you done caught their heart. So now they gonna ride with you. It's a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about not being conditioned to be on the road. Some artists, a lot of artists, run into technical difficulties during their shows. Sometimes the whole sound system might fuck up, or there's a delay in like what you're saying on the mic versus what's coming out the speaker, and you be like, hold on, fuck that shit, man. Y'all get that shit together. I'm gonna do the next couple songs. I'm just gonna rap to y'all. How many artists today got songs that they can rap a cappella that actually make sense without a beat? A lot of songs are being carried by the beats. So although JT was the person on the mic last night who had a rough shake, and everybody has rough shows too. Let's be clear. She ain't the only one. But at the very same time, it's just certain things that I don't know. I feel like we're witnessing in real time the implosion of the decisions that took place in the last 10, 15 years of the music industry. And more artists are suffering. And it's not necessarily all their fault. It's the people who invested in them. It's the people that signed them. It's the people that have pushed them forward, propelled them, put money behind them, but didn't give them the proper resources or the proper push to actually develop and grow as their career continued to push forward. You know, you're like the same person that you came in as 8 years later. That's tough. You know, you're a little bit more aware of what's going on business wise. You may structure your deals a little bit differently. Your rate might have increased, but your situational awareness on stage is still like you're a rookie. It's a hard truth. You know what I'm saying? And hey, niggas talk about Sweetie. People joke on Sweetie. You know, people was just joking on Sweetie like a week ago. At some event, it looked like she was doing a goddamn sound check at. But what I do know is, however Sweetie gets her money, whether she's escorting or not, she came out and told niggas, I invested into performance lessons. I invested into this. I invested into that to try to develop as an artist. I can't be mad at an artist that says, you know, hey, I can stand improvement. Let me learn something. Let me learn how to project better on the mic. But I don't think a lot of people are taking that initiative. That's why we see people like Doechii, who don't have as many quote unquote hits as, let's just say, the City Girls. Because JT, you know, she don't have a lot of solo hits, but overall, as her career with City Girls and herself, she's got a few. Doechii got to catch up. But Doechii is a much more explosive artist on stage. Less hits, but she could go on stage and perform for 2 hours. You could put her on a solo tour. You could put her on stage with Jeezy. You could put her on stage. We about to put her on stage with Kendrick Lamar next month. You could put her on stage at Coachella. You could put her on stage at Rolling Loud. You could put her on stage at Tiny Desk. You could put her on stage anywhere in the fucking world, and you're going to get the same result. We saw it at the Grammys. People didn't even necessarily know her song sitting in that room at the Grammys, but by the time she left, they learned them motherfuckers. We seen Megan Thee Stallion kill it at Coachella this year. The whole presentation. Megchella was the highlight of the show, despite the fact that there were bigger artists on the lineup. And that's with all the adversity, all the people that don't like her, all the people that try to say she's a one flow artist. All that shit didn't translate. Megchella went viral off of her performance. Say what you want. You know what I mean? Investing in live performance is investing in your future, your longevity. And having these moments, hey, she could learn from it, as in JT. She can get better. But she's going to have to take the initiative to do it, because clearly she don't have the support. She signed to a label that, is it still a label? QC? Are they still interested in music? Do they even give a fuck about music anymore since selling the company to Scooter Braun? Is Scooter Braun involved at any level? Right? Or did Scooter Braun just buy the company in order to retain the IP of their existing catalog that's come out since 2010 with Migos, Lil Baby, City Girls, etc.? You know what I'm saying? Just to be able to exploit that existing catalog for the foreseeable future until he's ready to sell the company all over again. I don't know. But what I can say is it's not going to get better if you respond to the situation by saying, I ain't never going to do this again, versus how can I improve? You know what I mean? And I know in real time, you're going to start feeling that heat. Your skin going to tighten up and you're going to lash out. You know what I mean? Because you don't know how to emotionally channel it. But I hope on the wake up, she goes and says, you know what, man? I may have handled that incorrectly. I lashed out at the people. It ain't their fault. They came there for a certain vibe. I didn't fit that vibe. They wasn't moving. Let me improve. Like, she's not so established that she can't continue to grow artistically. So I'm hoping by the next time she drops a project, she has a little bit more universal music on there, you know? But we shall see. Because again, who's going to push her? And again, this ain't just a JT thing. It's a lot of people. Because although we may have the Playboy Cardis and the Travis Scotts, you could name an artist that are doing solo arena tours. Everybody else is doing theaters, clubs, lounges, amphitheaters, stuff like that. And outside of that, they're doing spot dates and waiting on Rolling Loud to come back around. So I think a lot of people gotta lock in, gotta hone in, and figure out where they're gonna go. Gotta learn to evolve with the times. I remember it was always the Busta Rhymes, the Jay-Z's, the DMXs of the world. They always used to say, you gotta know how to evolve with the times. If not, you will be left behind. Every 5 to 7 years, it may be 3 to 4 years now, 2 to 4 years, you got to reinvent yourself and do something new and add to your arsenal. It's just like playing in the NBA. The same shit you did your rookie season, you probably going to get some of that shit off. But if you don't add to your arsenal, you will become extinct. You know what I mean? Look at how everybody developed a step back after James Harden. You can't do a step back, your shit might get rocked. You ain't got a little euro. it's going to be tough for you to get to the bucket. Same shit in music. You're going to have to diversify your bonds. But anyway, let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. I think as we've been coming to a close in 2025, it has been a pretty decent year, good year in some instances with hip-hop. But on the other side, there's definitely been some people who have been hit with a harsh reality that in order to survive, they're going to have to evolve. And we'll see how they, adapt going into next year and beyond. All right? I'll see y'all on the next one. Much love and respect. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and greats unacknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls consulting for the stacks I built. I had